Hey, aloha, everybody. How we doing? Hope you guys can see and hear us okay. Welcome to our weekly Facebook marketing jam session. We should start calling it the bearded marketed jam session.
The beard session. You know what would be funny too is if we had our initial like thumbnail, the first few seconds of like doing a stupid face, just to really get people in. Because we used to do this.
We do this sometimes.
Yeah. But now we should just like get cockeyed or something. I can't really do that. Can you do?
You're like,
yeah, there you go.
Like that
or right before this started, Tom did magic trick. So you can do a magic trick.
Trying to get Nick fired up. Get in the mode, Hey, Shan. Awesome.
If you could do a magic trick, that'd be great.
Yeah, I saw Cameron said both make a funny face and he'll screenshot it.
There we go.
All right, you ready, Cameron? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. I hope that was long enough. I saw, I was on that that Survive and Thrive marketing summit this past week, and I saw a few sharks on my call. So I appreciate you guys' support and showing up. I saw Jacqueline on there and a couple other people, so pretty awesome.
Sweet.
Oh, yeah, I saw CeeDee Lamb went to the Cowboys. CeeDee Lamb was an Oklahoma receiver, just so you know, Nick. Probably one of the best college football receivers, and he's going to the Dallas Cowboys. It was the draft. Did you watch the draft? How they're doing it all virtually? Like how the commissioner's in his basement and they had cameras at all the people's homes and like.
No, Tom, I was actually too busy working.
Yeah. Why were you doing that? You got to make a decision on what's really important.
I heard about it though. Pat was telling me about it. He said that it was not a spectacle as it usually is.
It wasn't. Well, Miranda, like when I came out of my office yesterday, when I emerged from the layer yesterday, Miranda had it on and she's like, "Oh, look, it's the draft." And I was like, "Oh," but yeah, it definitely didn't have the feel that it normally does, Yeah, Jacqueline, we were talking egg ball again. We'll get it. Yeah, I mean they did a good job, Dale. They did a good job, but it just doesn't have the same thing. What are you drinking there?
Aha.
I haven't heard of those. What are they?
It's basically a beer. I'm just kidding. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. Never too early to start with sparkling water, peach flavored sparkling water.
Oh, peach flavored. Oh, this is iced tea, by the way, just so you guys are curious.
Somebody was asking Tom if he's always drinking. It looks like he's always drinking a beer.
That thing you drink all the time, is that a beer? No, iced tea. Iced tea. Yeah.
So funny.
Well, awesome. Well, we're really excited. You guys are taking some time out of your Friday to hang out with us here. Had a lot of stuff going on in the in the Offline Sharks community. Lots of things happening in the Facebook group. What's been really encouraging to watch in our community is all the people that are prospecting and actually like getting traction and results in the current environment. That's been really, really, that makes me feel good, like to see that. That means at least there's a path forward, so maybe we'll start with that. Let's start with some shark shout outs. And
sure.
Here, I'm going to share let's see how do I have to do this.
Hey, Terry.
Hold on. Let me share my screen here.
Yeah,
I'm working on a one monitor action. So you're going to see, oh wait, hold on here. I think I can start with.
Barbara says that she likes how you're not sitting anymore and your background has changed.
Yeah.
Conveniently changed.
I decided to stand up. Here, I'm going to have to do this a little different. Hold on. Sorry.
No worries.
Share screen. So I'm going to share my entire screen. So you're going to see you'll see the back end of what we see in StreamYard first. So, whoa, look at that. Okay, so let's start with some shark shout outs. First one goes out to Tyler Arnold. And are we sending anything out to people for these shout outs?
The shout outs, not the shout outs, the member of the week, the best question. I mean, it's up to you. I think that's where we did what we did last week. Megan said that our beards are solid. I think we should send her something.
Just for complimenting us.
Yeah,
Come
just
on.
for that, just Come for that beard comment, Megan. We want to send you a shirt, and we got some
flattery
coming up too.
Yeah, flattery will get you everywhere with us.
Yeah.
So this first shout out goes to Tyler Arnold. He said he loves the agency growth machine training. He had 26 businesses claim their listing today on Outreach. I mean, that's amazing. 26 businesses. So like, what's really great about that, and we talk about this a lot, is, so many people are building up an asset, right? Like getting businesses on their site, building a list, starting that relationship with these people. So even if they don't turn into clients right now we've opened that line of communication. So Tyler, way to go. 26 businesses. I mean, that's awesome. Way to go, man. So Tyler was shark shout out number one. Then we got a shout out to Max. So Max, this is kind of a long post, but basically what he's talking about is setting up an influencer site and getting it going. Let's see. Let me get down here to the good part. So he said when he got home, he talked to 5 business owners confirming their free listings, and he had 2 personal owner emails for the 2 that were at home today. So that's 7 total, right? So that's really awesome. So that was great. He's doing it the old-fashioned way. So way to go, Max. Max actually had a follow-up to this post that said he was just checking his verified listings from today when pop, a new listing from someone who found the site first. So he wasn't, he didn't even, he didn't do anything. They found his site and added their listing. That was the first one for him. So way to go, Max. Really awesome. Yeah, really super stoked about that. And then our last shout out today goes to Kurt Best. Good to see you back, buddy. So Kurt, he said he's clearing his path. He's getting back on track, but he landed a simple, basic starter website for a friend. She's trying to launch a coaching business and needed a website built. She only had $500, but he's going to help her with that. It helps him and it helps her at the same time. I think that's a really great point that Kurt's post here brings up is, look, when you are trying to get traction, right? It's okay. It's okay if you're helping a friend out and doing things, for a discounted price or whatever. You just don't want to be doing that forever. But I think this is really great what Kurt's doing. So he said the key here is to lay out the expectations up front and help her understand what she's getting for her budget. She's more than happy with what I'm offering. So yeah, so he's going to use the website Profit Monster theme. That's what I think you should use, Kurt. And then I saw we posted in a badge for Kurt for his $500 client secured. So yeah, if you guys have successes like this, you want to be in the shark shoutouts, right? Best thing to do is to go to offlinesharks.com badges and post a badge, and then we see it in the group and we can share your success. But way to go, Kurt. Really super awesome, man. You deserve it. I know you're away for a little bit, but you've been working hard on getting all this stuff going. So it's good to see you getting some traction right out of the gate. Awesome. All right. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Okay. Where did Nick go? I wondered why he wasn't chiming in and we lost him. Hold on. Let me text him. All right, guys. Well, we will proceed on. You guys can all see and hear me, right? Okay, so, all right, yeah, cool. Mark also put in the comments, props to Grant McManus on the directory card training. I got it and have 7 businesses lined up already for my first card. Mark, man, that is awesome. So as you guys know, this is what I really like to see, right? Like, Mark, we did a little promotion for this for our friend Jake Bob Ross. Mark picked this up, and look at that. He already has 7 businesses lined up for his first card. The low price point to participate is key. Awesome work, Mark. Awesome work. Yeah, that's like super awesome. Cool, guys. Yeah, thanks for letting me know you can see and hear me. I know there's a little delay in these comments, so it gets kind of crazy. All right, so Mark was on there. Let me take a look and see what else we want to talk about. So our popular post for this week was from Rise. I think I said that right. He had a question about AGM. I know a lot of sharks are doing AGM, so there's been a lot of activity around that. He said, are there any YouTube experts who could help me, please? I've managed to work out how to get a video onto my client's listing, but the video has all the YouTube logos and such. Also, at the end of the video, I'm getting the suggested videos paraphernalia. Is there a way to remove these from the start and end of the video? So I do know there is a box in there that you check, right? Like when you upload your video, there's a box that you can check. I don't think you can get rid of the YouTube logo. We use Vimeo like for our videos and stuff. Just because you don't have those kinds of issues, right? So I see there were some answers to this in the post too. So that was our popular post, though. We got a ton of feedback on that. So awesome for posting that. And then our popular question of the week. Let me pull that up. We'll talk about that a little, and then hopefully Nick will be back on here and we can take some questions and all that kind of stuff. So Dewan said, evening, guys and gals. Quick question. Anyone using a service that has multiple phone numbers, you can assign different lead sources for campaign-specific voicemail and tracking? Yeah, that's a great question. And I saw some people put things in like CallRail. There's some other solutions that you can use for that as well. Like CallFire is another one that's pretty popular. I like to use the one I use is Freedom Voice, and the reason I use Freedom Voice is because being in Hawaii, there's no like if you try to get a phone number that has an 808 area code. Nick, you're back.
Man, it's a good thing there's 2 of us.
Yep. Yeah. So anyway, I was just talking about some call tracking. So anyway, here in Hawaii, we want an 808 area code, and a lot of those systems, they don't do that. Or if you get an 808, they treat it as an international, and it's like crazy expensive. So I use Freedom Voice because they offer 808 numbers, and it's only like, it's really inexpensive. Like I think it's $10, maybe less than $10 to have a number, and you get voicemail, and you can set it up forwarding, and it tracks calls and all that stuff. So that's what I like to use.
Yeah, are they talking about call tracking for like for lead gen or for just their own stuff?
Yeah, it says they wanted to assign multiple phone numbers for different lead sources for campaign specific voicemail and tracking.
Gotcha. I think Paul has a pretty good software too that we're playing with. Did you mention that?
No, I did not.
Yeah, so Paul James has a pretty cool software called Dialhawk. You can go to dialhawk.com, I think, find it. But that's also another one. Yeah, but you have to get the phone numbers too, still, through whatever, Freedom Voice or Twilio or whatever. But it's it's a call tracking platform specifically for what we do, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Paul's stuff is always so good.
Yeah.
Always so good. Another question we got in the group was from Carmen. She said, building the directory site, but if we talk to a restaurant that doesn't do delivery, how can we help them out? Also, how can we help out the home services niche with marketing services? So So Carmen, there's a couple options there. One is businesses don't have to do delivery, right? Like they can just be doing takeout. So when you put them on your influencer site, you just mark them as takeout, like they're just doing takeout, or curbside would be another way to say that, right? Curbside pickup. And the functionality is already built in the AGM site to do that. So that's how you can help them out. You can get them exposure so people know that they're doing curbside and all that kind of stuff. For the home services niche, I think what you're talking about is, you know, what kind of marketing services could you offer to them? Well, there's a lot, Carmen. I mean, you could offer to build websites for them. You could offer to, you know, help them with their social media, set up their Google My Business listings. You could do SEO for them. You know, you could start generating leads for them. You could do direct mailers for them. Like there's endless possibilities of what marketing services you could offer. All of them can be effective. You know, I've worked with a lot of home services companies, and direct mail has always been really good for them. You know, doing some SEO for them, all those kinds of things. So yeah, lots of options there. Nick, you have anything you want to add to that?
Yeah. So one thing that you could do that's really timely right now, I guess you could say, is helping them to update their Google My Business page for any COVID-19 changes, right? You know, the temporary closures, the hours changing, you know, modified to their services, things like that. These are all updates that they can make on their Google Business page, and you can offer to do that. You can offer to do it for free, just to get your foot in the door, just to start communicating with them. For us, that's most of what we're doing right now. We're not really leading with like a big sale. However, there are people that want to pay you to do things, but when you approach somebody right now and you just try to sell them something out of the gate, people are they're like on their guard. You know, they're not really trying to hear that. They're definitely not trying to be sold, at least in my opinion. Other people might have another opinion, but we're having much more success helping out, establishing, you know, a relationship, building the trust, getting the credibility built up between us, and getting their contact information and keeping in touch with them, putting them on a list or just sending them regular emails, things that we can do to help them out. And people are really responsive and receptive to that right now.
Yeah, and I think that approach is so key. You know, it's interesting. That's like looking at what's going on in the market, right? And trying to meet customers where they're already thinking about. We talked about this, I think, in a training last week about what people are interested in right now. You know, they're interested in security, safety, you know, getting information, and you know, trying to just start reaching out to people with, you know, everything's going to be great. Like, I guess real aggressive sales techniques, I just don't think is a good way to approach things right now.
I tried.
Yeah, the better way is to lead with value, not be so concerned with trying to get the sale right out of the gate, but more concerned with building the relationship so that a sale will be, your chances of getting a sell at some point are greatly increased, right?
Yeah, right now you're casting a net. I mean, that's what we're doing. That's what a lot of you are doing if you're following along. But right now we're just casting this huge net where we get as many fish and clients as possible into our net, right? And it's because you have the ability to cast such a wide net right now. Well, normally you don't have that ability. Normally people are so busy, you can't talk to them, you can't get in front of them. They have people that are in front or in between you and them, keeping you away from them, right? Secretaries, gatekeepers, people like that. Normally they're in your way from casting a net so big and so powerful. But right now, it's an open market to contact, reach out, and start a relationship. So it's just different. You know, you got to think about where we are right now and how to approach that. And for me, originally, when this started to happen, of course, out of the gate, I was like, oh, we can sell X, Y, and Z to these people, right? We're going to sell this. And I called people up, or I approached people, and I started talking about selling stuff, and they were like, they were not having it at all. They were not happy to hear about that. And I was like, maybe we should do something a little different. But I'm curious as to anybody else, if you have any other, you know, feedback, experience, what has been happening for you? Have you guys been trying sales right out of the gate? Have you been trying to create some sort of or get the law of reciprocity going in your business? Anything like that?
Yeah, I see Jeremy said he got a message this morning from someone who last week wasn't interested, asking for more information, and then he sold them this afternoon.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome job, Jeremy. Yeah, and what Nick was saying is like, when you're not focusing on the sale doesn't mean you don't make sales, because like sometimes people start asking you questions and like you're more of just kind of letting that happen naturally than trying to force the issue, right? And it's really about, a big part of it is just being, like not proceeding like nothing's going on. Like I saw this guy on running a Facebook ad. He was running a Facebook ad, right? And the thing he was running the ad for was how to start and run a boutique hotel as a hustle, right? And like the comments, he was just getting totally roasted. One, the video was really not that good, but like he's talking like a hotel is a great opportunity. Start a hotel right now. Like this is a $1 billion industry. And like people in the comments are like, dude, are you crazy? Like hotels aren't even open right now. Like, yeah, great side hustle to get into. And that's the market blindness, the mark being deaf to what's going on, right? Like he just proceeded anyway. And like, that's the first thing people are going to say is like, well, aren't hotels not open? Like this doesn't seem like a very good approach since they're not even open. So yeah. Anyway, I thought that was interesting.
And see, so Jacqueline says she's never tried sales out of the gate because she doesn't know if she's for it. She tried to add value, and later on they come to her. And that's my experience for the most part too, Jacqueline, which actually the situation we're in is horrible in so many ways. But, one of the, I guess, silver linings you could say is somebody that's not normally good at reaching out, not normally good at doing just, sales and those types of things, like me, like Jacqueline, you're able to approach things differently in this way that it's just so much easier for us, right? You're able to have these easy conversations with business owners. So I think that's been like the strategy of the last month, having these easy conversations with business owners that we normally would never have the chance to. Nobody's or let me rephrase that. Everybody is interested in helping each other out right now. That's like welcomed in open arms. So if you lead with that, you're in a very different dynamic when it comes to your relationship with the business owner.
Yeah, for sure. And that's an approach that people use even when things aren't bad, right? Like that's a really solid approach anyway. It's just even more solid now, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we should announce our member of the week. We're going to do that towards the end of the show.
No, did you get through all the shout outs and the questions and?
Yeah, I did the shout outs and the questions. We got through those.
Our regular Shark programming.
Oh, wait, let's see. I didn't get to Mark's question. So Mark had a question. He said, I got my first business to create their listing today. Yay. My question is,
nice, Mark.
After they submit their information, the listing goes into draft mode. Then we verify the info and publish it to go live. I was under the impression that we could create an account for the business that they could log in and update their own listing. Is this correct? And if so, where do I create their login account and tie it to their sold listing?
So it's a really good question. And we were talking about this morning in one of our Slack threads. And right now, as it stands, there are a couple of ways for listings to be added, right? Number one, you can bring them in through the automated lead importer. And the other way is you can manually add them yourself. And the other way is people can add their listing or submit their listing to your site. And in order to do that, they have to create an account to add their listing to your site. I haven't been doing that. I haven't been really promoting that because of what we've been doing. What we've been doing is we've just been giving everyone listings, right, using the lead importer or manually, and then calling them up and verifying their information, or emailing them and verifying that we have the correct information, right? So when that process happens, we update their information right then and there, and we move on, right? We're scaling right now. We're trying to contact as many business owners as we can. There's not enough hours in the day for as many businesses that are going in our site right now. So we're not so much interested in like, saying, hey, you have this listing and you can access it and log in and update your slideshow and your videos and your screenshots. It's not really about that. We're not trying to sell them on any of that stuff right now. We're just trying to get their contact information so we can continue to email them and contact them, while we go through this. That being said, if you have people that come to your site and want to submit to add their listing, like a actual lead that comes through, when they create their account and you see their listing come in as a draft and you approve it, then they can log into their account and update their listing. Now, we've been talking internally that that's not the best way to go about it. So we're thinking of coming up with a way for people to claim their listings, something similar to Google My Business. So that's on the horizon. But as of right now, if you're following along with our strategy and doing what we're doing is working just fine. And it's actually working really, really, really well. So I would, urge you to not get too caught up in like coming up with all of the best like ways to get the functionality of the listings, and more focus on what our primary goal is. And I hear you though. I hear you. Like, we can always improve this thing, right? We're always going to improve this thing. It's never going to end. It's
don't let that stop you from taking action though.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you don't need that right now to be taking action. So
right.
Take some action.
That's the important part, is people are like, well, I need people to be able to access their listings so they can add their slideshow in order for me to do what we're trying to do here, which is not correct.
No,
yeah, what we're trying to do here is get business owners under our wing so we can eventually help them and solve problems and get paid, right? That's our ultimate goal. And, try not to get distracted with all of the things that make you feel busy when they distract you from your primary goal.
Yeah, and one thing about that listing thing, like the reason we set it up so that those like when somebody adds a listing, it's in draft mode. We did that on purpose because when you're running this business model, right, and somebody adds their listing, we don't want them, like, we want to make contact with them. We don't want that to just be this automated thing because remember, our goal always is to try to get a paying client. So what we do with the reason we save it in draft mode and then it notifies you somebody's added a listing is so that you can then reach out to them and be like, hey, I got your business submission. I want to just double check it with you. Like, it's a way, like, that's a hot lead that you should be reaching out to. You shouldn't just be like, oh, look, I got this hot lead on my site, and then you never do anything. Like, right. You need to take some action when that happens because they're obviously interested in what you have going on, right? So that's super important. And I did see somebody was asking in the comments about Stripe. So we are currently working on integrating Stripe. So yep. I'm not really sure, I suspect we may be able to have that done in the next week or two.
I think that's not, it's being worked on right now. So
yeah, I know it's being worked on right now. So yeah, so that is, that's coming. So hang in there. We have some other functionality we're working on too that we'll kind of roll out for you guys and things like that as well.
Joanne, we also get emails when we do email, when we reach out and let people know that they have a free listing. Can we get it through social media as well? You message somebody through social media. We also, somebody else was asking if we're running ads, Eric. So we are running ads, just basic ads. We're not getting crazy with it, right? We're making a post. We've created here, let me pull this up for you guys, because this is actually something really cool that I wanted to, I was showing this to our private coaching, but I'll show it to you as well. So basically, we have our really simple Facebook page, right? Like, we created a Facebook page for our delivery site, which was, took me like 5-10 minutes, right? Don't get caught up in having the best Facebook page out there.
So we were talking about this to our private coaching students, because we were showing them some strategies, and we used a certain software for it. And like, you know, one of the dangers of that is that people think they need that software to do things, and you don't. Like, we only used that software because we could use it really quick. Like, we're familiar with it. Like, if you're not familiar with it, you should use something different that you can get up and get going quickly. Same thing with the Facebook page. Like, it's an opportunity when you say, oh, I need to create a Facebook page with my influencer site. Most people take that as an opportunity not to prospect, because
Right.
now they're on to this new thing. They feel like they're taking action. They feel like they're getting stuff done. The reality is they're not reaching out to businesses. So really, you know, pay attention to what Nick said there. Like, just get something up as quickly as possible and then move on.
Yeah. I put a logo, I put a little whatever cover photo, and that's it, right? Like, I did that. I even took one of Ron Cunningham's posts from our Facebook group. That was my very first post that I made, and that was that was what I used, right? Like, I'm trying to hit the ground running. I'm trying to move on this thing. I don't have time to waste. So one of the things that we're doing, so this is a boosted post, right? It didn't do that great. I think I put $5 or $10 in it, but it got 19 likes, 5 shares. Nothing too crazy, right? But our traffic to our site, I mean, you know, I think I've spent like $30, $40 in boosted Facebook advertising. And I think we have like a pretty good amount of people that are just coming to our site organically now, right? Like, that was the Facebook group postings that we made. That was kind of the fire starter, if you will, you know, the lighter fluid to get it started. But look, like, this is our traffic. Our website is only 32 days old, I think. Anyway, everything is pretty much organic right now. I think that might be an ad where we had that bump there. But anyway, what I wanted to show you all is this is how you can target business owners to add their listings to your website, right? So you have a post. Let's just say you have a post that says, are you a restaurant owner? Do you want to add your listing to our site? So you make that post, and then you go to the boost section, right? And then Facebook has done something incredibly awesome for us in this situation. You are able to show and target your ads to people who are admins of Facebook pages in the food and beverage industry. Does everybody follow me? So anybody that has a food and beverage page on Facebook, these are restaurants, other dining experience type places, anybody that's an admin of that page. So think people who started the Facebook page, business owners, managers, those people, you can show them specifically ads. So how you do that?
I mean, that is amazing, by the way. Like, that is so powerful. Like, I mean, because that's exactly who you're trying to reach. Like, so targeted.
Right. So all you have to do, this isn't like a crazy targeting, Facebook ads manager type thing. This is, anybody can do this. You go click on boost your post, which I did, and you head over to the audience section. And I'm just going to create a new one, I guess. Or I'm going to edit this. I'm going to edit my targeting. And then you head over to the detailed targeting section and click browse. And I believe it's in behaviors, digital activities, Facebook page admins, and then food and restaurant page admins. What do you guys think about that? So you can create an ad, serve it to that specific demographic and target, and yeah, you can get people to start adding their listings. So I'll put the path for you guys in the chat. But that's how it's done.
That's awesome. I'm making a note here that we should make a video of that and add it to the AGM training.
Also, just a side note, if you ever see anybody open up their Facebook and click on their pages and you see this many businesses in there, you should follow that person because they work with a lot of businesses.
What was that? Say that again.
I said, if you ever see somebody open up their Facebook page and they have all these business pages in there that they're managing, you should follow that person because they obviously have a lot of customers.
Yeah, that's awesome. Cool. That's a really great hack. Maybe we should talk. Let's do our. Why don't we do our book, and then we can talk a little more. That was a really awesome thing you shared there.
Sure.
Let me go to our banner. So you can always see the books we recommend on the show by going to offlinesharks.com/books. We have them listed there. And I thought with, all the people that are taking action in the Facebook group, that are reaching out to businesses, doing all that kind of stuff, like we want to encourage more and more people to do that, right? Like that's how I think it's just super critical. It's super critical for you, for your local economy. Like it's just, it starts with you, right? Like if we're out there moving forward and generating business, that's going to not only help you, it's going to help everything. So the book that I have this week for you guys is by Jeb Blunt, and it's called Fanatical Prospecting. And if you guys have been following us for any time, you'll really resonate with this book because, we talk a lot about revenue producing activities. We just spent, time talking about just do it, get moving. Like this is a really what I would call reality-based book about prospecting. I know a lot of times, marketers and people that sell courses, they downplay prospecting and, not that it's hard. It just, it takes some effort, right? So just getting right with the reality. And he's got some really great strategies in here. I found it highly inspiring. He's got a couple of other books that go with it, but I would start with this one, Fanatical Prospecting. Jeb Blunt, super great book. And it will make you a better prospector.
Yeah, that whole idea of how prospecting is like the lifeblood of your business. I mean, it really is. And I'm seeing that more and more just going through the situation we're in. Obviously prospecting isn't something that we really want to do all the time. Like it doesn't seem fun, but when you have something like what we're doing, right? You get behind a cause, and when you actually start talking to people, you'll find that it's not really like any other prospecting you've ever done because people they see you in this different light, right? You're kind of like the hero. You kind of come in with cape and it feels good to be the hero. This is the path, you guys.
Well, we need to do this shirt and have it say prospect every day. Like that'd be a good Offline Sharks shirt.
That would be a great shirt. So let me pull my screen up real quick for you guys again. One other thing I want to add about that little hack that I showed you about the targeting. Look at this. You can show ads to business owners that are admins of the Facebook page, right? You can show not only restaurants, but does anybody have any customers that are or wanting to target anybody in the health and beauty industry? So you can target health and beauty page admins, retail page admins, sport page admins, travel and tourism page admins. So I mean, that little nook right there, Facebook page admins, is a really good targeting demographic that you can do. And if you want, I just put the path. So if you go to boost a post, you just follow the path that I've shown you right here on the screen. Go ahead and take a screenshot of that right now so you have it and you can find it when you're boosting your posts. And if you like that idea, please, let us know in the comments. Help us get the engagement to this Facebook Live up. Maybe give us a
give us a thumbs up. Give us a heart.
Boom in the chat or like the stream or wherever you're viewing it from.
What do they always say on my daughter? She watches all those YouTube videos. Smash that like button in the face.
That's fine.
Oh, they always do that.
Yes.
Okay. Kevin, I think Nick, you can narrow that down by geographic area, right? Like you started with geographic area location at the top,
Yeah.
right?
Look. Yep. That's Maui.
Yeah.
And
You
then
start with the geographic location and then you break it down after that point.
smash that like button.
Yeah. Yeah. Or if you can't smash the like button, please send $19.99 to offline chart.
Just smash your computer screen.
Yeah. I was just telling it. Yeah. Nick was excited to find out that my 11-year-old daughter has 10,000 followers on TikTok. He was like, how can we use that?
I found a course on TikTok monetization if you want to send it over to her.
Oh, yeah. I want you to send me the link so I can show her that. Cool. Let's talk about our member of the week. And then I don't have that image of the member of the week, but I can tell you who it is. So the member of the week.
Who do you guys think it is? Never mind. Sorry, Tom.
Do you have any guesses?
There's too much delay.
Yeah. So the member of the week, they get a free Offline Sharks merchandise t-shirt. So we'll reach out to you to get your info. You pick your shirt. Our member of the week is Jeff Tompkins. So Jeff Tompkins, huge shout out. I didn't see a link with the picture that like we normally have that picture. Do you have that?
Hold on. I'm going to Jeff Tompkins. I'm looking to find you, sir.
Nick's pretty good at Facebook stalking.
No, I'm not, actually. I'm horrible at it.
Oh, way to go, Jeff.
Good, though. Hold on, Jeff. Congratulations, Jeff. If you're on the call, make sure you let us know.
Somebody from our team will reach out to you to get your info, Jeff, and get your shirt set up and sent to you. So
yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, awesome. And then a couple of other things. So I don't know if you guys saw this week, you know, in kind of in light of sort of like what's ever in light of everything that's going on, all that stuff, we've been, you know, Nick and I have really been talking with the team, trying to figure out ways that we can, you know, how we can bring more value to guys, how we can bring you more help, and not necessarily without putting out, you know, new courses that we sell and things like that. So one of the things we came up with was creating some new access levels. And, you know, we have this paid, we have a paid monthly membership called the Shark Alliance. And, you know, on the, you know, the high level of that is like, you know, $200 a month. And we have a lot of great members in there, super smart people. So we're trying to figure out ways we could help more people, you know, give them some access to some of that stuff in there to help them get going. So we put together some new levels to the Shark Alliance. And the starter level, what we call the Shark Alliance starter, is free. Like it doesn't cost anything. And so if you haven't seen the emails from us, you know, take a look at that. There's really a lot of great content in there to get you going, to get you started, to fire you up. The whole goal is to enable you to get some traction. And then, you know, as you start to have some success, you move up into the different levels of the Shark Alliance. So you can actually go over, and if you want to sign up for the free part, I'm going to add a banner here.
I have a link here, Tom.
Yeah, I have it right here.
Wait, I have a special Facebook tracking link.
Oh, okay. Special link.
Yep. Hold on. By the way, do we have any Shark Alliance members on this call right now? Give us some Shark Alliance feedback, some love. I know we've got a bunch of you. I mean, we got.
I see our members on here. Yeah, there's lots of things. So, like, you know, with the Shark Alliance, you know, with the Shark Alliance Elite, we do weekly coaching calls. We, you know, we have all kinds of stuff. They get early access to products. There's really a lot of great benefits to being a member in there. We have a huge training library. What happened, Nick?
I have a thing that shows all the benefits, actually. So.
Oh, that was the link I was going to put in there.
Oh, really?
Like, I'm waiting for you to do it. That's the link I had. Oh, that's so funny. I got it out of the show notes.
Oh. Well, let's see. Trying to make
Cool.
sure.
James says he started in on last night. Good stuff. Awesome. Brad says he just joined. Welcome. Suzette says she joined yesterday. Awesome. Tom Jones says he loves it. Yeah, Tom, we love your interaction and showing up on all the calls. It's really great. Jason, of course, Jason has been in the Shark Alliance for a long time. David's in there. Yeah. Yeah, really awesome.
So let's talk about the Shark Alliance really quick, and also the the different tiers that we've created for you guys. Cameron was really the driving force behind this thing. He saw some holes in what we were doing and some ways that we could help some people get more access to what we were doing, and just kind of break it up a little more. So that's really where this came from, and the Shark Alliance is really it's there's so much going on in the day-to-day for both Tom and I, right? Like, yes, we're working with offline sharks. We have so much going on there, but we're also building our businesses, working with clients, and doing all the things that go into that, right? So there are so many little details, little strategies and hacks. For example, what I just shared with you through the Facebook targeting, right? Like, how can we can't create a product around that little piece of information, right? Is my video screwing up?
Your video's frozen, but I can still hear you. So,
yeah. So we can't create an entire product around that little bit of information. But what we can do is we can document that process while we're going through it and add it to our Shark Alliance media library. Sometimes we share it on the live trainings that we have with them. It's a chance for us to go a little deeper in the day-to-day stuff that isn't meant to be a total product, but more case study, in the trenches type stuff, the real interaction that you see on the day-to-day that goes through our businesses on the day-to-day level. So that's really what it is. Of course, we have some additional things like special software that we've created that we give people that are in the elite membership, different types of training, more access. There are different levels of access, but we want to give at least everybody some level of access. So today, and just for a few days, you can go to that link, Alliance, offlinesharks.com/Alliance Facebook, FB, and you'll be able to get the Shark Alliance Starter Pack for free. If you want, there's an option to upgrade to the Plus or the Elite. You don't have to. You can just take the free if you want. But as you go,
that will always be free. By the way, the starter will always be free. There's we're not going to ever charge for that. So
the starter will always be free. Those of you that are already members, you're already grandfathered into whatever level of access you're at. So as long as you keep your membership active right now, your price point is locked in, right? You're not going to be charged anymore, and you're going to continue to hold on to your level of access. So those of you, we have a lot of people that have been Shark Alliance members since its inception, which was, I don't know, a year or two ago almost now.
And longer than this, yeah, like over 2 years.
They have a grandfather membership where we sold it for really inexpensive, and they have everything. And they never cancel it because they'd be losing so much, right? So, this membership is going to continue to grow. Obviously, you guys know Tom and I, we're going to continue to do things, build more awesome software, do more stuff. And, if you want to get in and be a part of that and get access to, what we're doing more in the day-to-day, that's what the Shark Alliance membership is all about. But, I want to...
Can I say a couple things on that real quick?
Yep.
So, yeah, we're obviously going to be, looking to add to this and help people out. But one thing I want to say about the starter thing and the free version, because I think this is really super important. So, you've heard us on this call talk about revenue producing activities, and, with the Shark Alliance starter, that's really the focus of that, right? We give you what we call the Profit First Foundation, which is a 4-module course on how to get started the right way, right? To set yourself up for the best chance of having success. And so if you're somebody who's not getting traction, that's definitely something you want to go through. Even if you're experienced, you might want to go through there and review that and then like Nick said, the in the trenches trainings, those are super valuable. And we don't know anybody else that really does anything like that, where, you know, where we're recording our phone conversations with clients, where we're sharing all the email communication back and forth and how we're handling situations, the good and the bad. Like it's not all like, oh yeah, we just closed a big client. Like a lot of it is like, man, we ran into a huge problem. This is how we handle it. This is where we ended up. So like, it's, you know, it's all those things. So, you know, that is, you know, just that starter packet has a lot of really valuable information in it. Now, the path to six figures, I did just want to talk a little bit about that real quick as well too, because the path to six figures is an extension of the Profit First Foundation, right? So the path to six figures is a complete step-by-step process that we put together that walks you from nothing, zero, to growing a six-figure and beyond agency. And we broke everything down into bite-size levels, and you have to complete each level to move to the next level. And there's like action steps and things you do, and it's like, you know, we put a lot of thought, time, and effort into structuring that course that way. So, you know, if you're somebody who's looking for, you know, people say, I just need a step-by-step, I just need to know what to do next. That's what the path to six figures is. That's why we created it. You know, the only way you can get it really is being in the Shark Alliance. So
look at this. Look at this testimonial from Dorn he just gave us. He ran an agency for years, had a brain fade, and went and got a job. Handed off all of his clients, then woke up and restarted his agency. He started the path to six figures, followed the path as closely as he could, and went from 2 clients to over 50 and well over 6 figures. It has been about 14 months.
Dorn, that's awesome.
Dorn, you're my hero. You are my
That's
hero.
what we like to see. That's what this is all about, right? Like, hope we came and take a screenshot of that.
So one thing I want to say about Dorn though is, and Jason mentioned this, right? Like Jason said, you can tell who the Shark Alliance members are in our group. And one reason he said that is because you can see a lot of the Shark Alliance members in our group. They're the ones that are doing stuff. They're the ones that are taking action. They're the ones that are being held accountable in the group, sharing what they're doing, sharing what they're not doing, sharing what they're having success with, sharing what they're failing on. And Dorn, I mean, I remember when Dorn came in, right? Every single day it was like, this is what I'm doing. I'm at level 1. I'm at level 2. I'm prospecting. I got my first client. Like the accountability that is in the path to six figures in the Shark Alliance. I mean, that's something that you just can't get anywhere else, right? So for those of you that have been, you know, trying to do the digital marketing thing for a long time, but you haven't really had any success with it, it's likely because you haven't had any accountability to make you prospect every day or hold you accountable to prospecting or doing the things that are important in actually growing your business. So we have built-in accountability in that program in the path to six figures, where we tell you what to do and then you can't move on until you do it, and we verify that you've done it. So we make sure that you do it. And yeah, like Tom said, that path to six figures, we basically took our experience from what it took us to get to six figures and reverse engineered it and made 12 levels on how to do it. And we gave you everything you need to get through all of those levels, the prospecting methods, how to fulfill, how to outreach, everything. And so if you had nothing else, and you wanted to build a business and get to six figures, that path to six figures, that's why it's called that, that is your path to six figures.
Real clever naming.
Yeah. So if you literally started with zero, with nothing right now, and you went into level 1 of the path to six figures, it would walk you through step by step, hold you accountable until you got to level 12, which is the Megalodon level, and it takes you to six figures. And if you take action, real action, it can take you anywhere from, you know, wherever you're at. I mean, somebody that's brand new, you know, in 12 months, you could possibly build a six-figure business. Dorn, it took him 14 months. But if you went to every person that has any 4-year college degree and said, hey, look, you can go get this 4-year college degree, or in 1 year, you can get a six-figure business on your own, like, which one would you take? I mean, I would take the 1 year 6-figure business personally, because most times, even when you get out of a 4-year degree, you don't have a 6-figure job. So
Nick and I had a good laugh one day because he got at his house. Remember when you got the thing from the college that said you could come for, it was like, what was their hook? 4 years of college, get a $50,000 a year job or something. And like, we were like, we had a lot of fun with that. Like, yeah, it was something about becoming a web developer. I can't remember what it was, but God, it was
they were trying to give me a loan to come back to community college, because I've never been to college. They're trying to get me to go to community college by giving me a loan, and the promise was like 4 years you could be earning $60,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, I think at that time I had been like 2 years into doing digital marketing and already hit 6 figures, and was like, what is this?
Yeah, why would we do this? Like, this is crazy. Yeah, so I saw a couple of comments that I did want to address. And by the way, like some people in our mastermind, like we gave them access to the Shark Alliance and the Path to 6 Figures, and especially the Path to 6 Figures. Most of those people like told us that we should sell that thing for like 5 to 10 grand, but you know, we didn't want to do it. We wanted to get it out there. So I did see Claudia had a comment here. Let me find it. She said that her biggest struggle has been having a full-time job and being alone, doing the calls and emails and everything else. How can I do more? I haven't been able to get a paying client. I feel like I will not be able to join because I don't have the time. What do you suggest? So Claudia, you know, I don't know what your situation is right now, but like one of the things that I had to do, because I was, you know, a restaurant manager and have a family. And so, you know, I have a lot of stuff going on as well. And like what I had to do in the very beginning was schedule out specific time to work on my business. And then I had to show up and do it every week, no matter what. So that is really what started to turn things around for me. So I know it can be hard and you think, God, I'm just too busy. Like, but I guarantee you can find some time, and you just have to do that. Even if it's just a couple of hours a week, like you just need to schedule that time. And by the way, that time should be like, you know, figuring out, identifying businesses that, like what I would do is I would look for businesses that are already spending money on advertising. Then I would go look and see what their websites look like what can I help them with, and then start reaching out to them. The key is reaching out to them. Like you need, like if you have a very small amount of time to devote to your business, the majority of that time should be spent prospecting and reaching out to businesses. So that's what I would do. And that free starter portion of the Shark Alliance, like we lay some of that stuff out and talk about, pretty sure we talk about pricing and things like that. So, I mean, start there, then leverage the Facebook group. Like there's so many people in our Facebook group, right? That have clients that are having experience. So if you don't know what service to offer, like ask in the Facebook group, like, hey, what service did you offer to get your first client? Like those posts are in there, right? That information's in there. So you have access to all the information you need. You just like the thing that no one can make you do though, is actually do it. And for years, I could not make this connection. Like I just thought there was so much other stuff. There were the reason I wasn't getting clients was because all of these other things that were going outside of my life. And the reality was the reason why I wasn't getting clients is because I wasn't making the time to get clients. Like I had to own up to that responsibility and really say like, look, the reason this isn't working is because I'm not working it. Like I'm spending time learning, I'm spending time getting ready to get ready, but I'm not actually prospecting. When that finally clicked in my head and I was like, oh yeah, like the way to get a client is like to prospect. Like that's the only way to do it. There's no way around it. And I don't know if I'm explaining it right, but it's like, there was just something that was blocking me from seeing that. So, you know, everybody has their own things they deal with, their busy life, whatever. Like you just got to make that decision to do it and then do it on a regular basis.
I think you explained it right. The only thing that I think we should change is the word prospecting, because right now It's not even prospecting. It seriously isn't even. I mean, yes, you're going through the motions, but it's totally different. But anyway, so we're at top of the hour, guys. The link to join the Shark Alliance right now for free is on your screen. We don't open this thing up very often, maybe once or twice a year. So if you've ever thought about building a 6-figure business and you want to get started for free, there is a link on the page there, and you can join the Shark Alliance starter. If you want to get a little more access, there is going to be a special offer for an upgrade, not required, but if you want to, as you can see, we've got several of our students on this Facebook live stream right now that we have helped go from nothing to building a 6-figure business. I mean, we couldn't have, put this together. This is like all raw, off the cuff. Like, these people are here with us right now. You've seen their testimonial. You have right now on your hands more time than ever before. And I would encourage you to look at it as an opportunity to make use of your time. Make use of your time, maybe finally, maybe for once, because, the world doesn't get shut down very often, right? It only happens so often. So if you've ever thought about doing this, ever, and you haven't had the time, this is your chance to actually do it. Right now, you have the time. So if you're going to do it now. Don't make any excuses. And if you're not going to do it, then just throw in the towel, because there's not going to be any more time.
Hey, Nick, can you remove that banner? Somebody wants to see the bottom things there. Just for a minute. Is that my banner that's up there now? Okay, there you go. So one of the other things too I want to mention, Nick talked about. So the starter is free, right? The special offer, like the plus version, I think it's like $1 trial, like a $1 for 7 days of access. So, if you just want to go in there and check it out and see what all that stuff is about and see what we're talking about, do that. That's like we tried to make it as easy as possible for you to get in there and see if it's something that's a good fit for you or not, right? Like, and that's a decision you need to make. But we do also have a Shark Alliance Facebook group that all the members are in, and sharing their successes and all that stuff. So Florence says, what is the local SEO? So yeah, gosh, there's so much stuff in the Shark Alliance. So the local SEO Academy is a training that Nick and I did on how to do local SEO. So we go through, I still think like we've updated it a couple of times. I still think that's some of the best local SEO training out there. I could be biased, but it's got everything from Google My Business, link building, all that stuff. So it's a complete course on how to do local SEO and all the things that you need to do that and that kind of stuff. So yeah. Awesome. Well, guys, look, thanks so much for joining us. We really appreciate you being here and taking time out of your Friday. And I hope you guys stay safe today.
Yep.
If you're in a state that's, like letting you go out, be safe, be smart, and continue to reach out to businesses and offer to help them out. Super important. What we can do and the value that we can bring to local businesses is more important now than ever. And I think, how we respond is going to help the businesses respond and get everything back on track. So yeah, really appreciate you guys being here.
Yeah, thanks everybody. Join the Shark Alliance. Link is on the screen. It's going to be open for a couple of days. I hope you guys will join us. You can get in for free, have partial access, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, aloha everybody.